Hey, what's up guys, Summer11 here, and today I'll be doing a review over the anime series known as Gurren Lagann, and this anime is simply great. I think I didn't watch it before because of the mech stuff. I have to agree with other people when they say it's one of the best mech series around, and it's an anime classic at this point. I remember trying to watch it on the Sci-Fi channel, but I don't know if I started on the first episode or something. Also, I took a look at the last episode, I believe, while I was trying to see it on Sci-Fi. And this anime has been on my to watch list for a long time. And once Toonami aired it, I finally wanted to sit down and just watch it. The first episode's pretty good. The story is about two boys who live in a village underground. The village is Jiha Village. Our main characters are Simone the Digger and Kamina. Simone is a shy boy who relies on Kamina a lot. Kamina is kind of the one who just does everything, and Simone's the one who follows. And it's kind of strange because Simone's the main character, yet Kamina's more, I guess he outshines Simone. He also gets influenced by Kamina, which gets him into some bad situations. And Kamina is simply awesome. While he may jump in without thinking, his character is extreme, intense, hardcore, and above all, amazing. He outshines the main character of the story, and I think that's saying a lot. At times, it feels like he is the main character, not the side main character, the main character. Kamina's a great character, and I think, like, one thing that people will take from this series, like, they really love Kamina. Kamina is just that character that you just love in the series. He's great. When I first saw Kamina, this was before I actually sat down to watch the show. It was just like, oh, Sci-Fi is airing anime. What's this? I thought he was a villain. I thought Kamina was a villain. He looks like a villain. The way he was dressed and everything. And, you know, at the time, I knew nothing about the series. He just kind of looked evil. So, the story, I gotta get more into the story. Humanity is ruled by the Spiral King and forced to live in villages underground. And there are definitely some messages in here as the people are being somewhat ignorant into, like, going to the surface, or like what actually is on the surface, because, you know, they live underground, so they don't know what's going on the surface. And they visit different villages and stuff in the series, and you really get to see, like, that message that's pushed there. I believe it's the second village they go to. I think that was the one where I really like the message there with the religion and everything. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen the series. Yoko, the third main character, meets the two boys in an attack on their village. It's in the first episode. There's a mech attacking the village or whatever, and she kind of comes in there and helps them out. And Yoko is a kind person. She kind of looks after Simone. I guess you could say she's sort of a big sister type of character. And she's not too bad with a rifle. Plus, she can dress. She can definitely dress. So they go on a journey which turns into something much bigger than what it started off as pretty fast. And then they try to help people underground by using gunmen to stop other gunmen and the Spiral King. And by the way, you know, the gunmen, those are the mechs in the series. And the mechs in the series are so creative because, you know, they're called gunmen and they have these faces on them. And when the person gets inside the mech, they talk, they're talking and the mech's mouth moves. And, you know, the mechs, they all look weird and stuff. And it's very expressive. And that's what I love about this series. It's something that's somewhat silly, but it works. It really does. And I think that's such a unique touch. It's more silly in the beginning of the series, but I love that. It's silly, but it knows when to be serious. And even when they're silly at serious moments, or just in general, it works for this series. I don't know, it's just something about this series that's great. And then as the characters go along their journey, it kind of felt like Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, because the group grows and the characters feel like they're part of a family. And I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. You know, the group gets bigger. Everyone's, like, always together. That's kind of how this is. And this show is alright at introducing characters and developing them later. I mean, wait. What? I didn't type that right. Okay, so the series introduces characters, but some of them you don't know them. You really don't know them. Like, they're introduced, but that's about it. Like, there were quite a few characters I did not know their names, and honestly, I think you would only know their names if you're like a super fan or something, because they don't really focus on them. They focus on them later in the series, but it's like, who is this? I've seen you. I don't know your name. You can't act like this person's a big deal now. It's just like a large amount of characters are introduced in the series, and they're never developed. It's not a huge problem, but later on, they try to make them important when I hadn't even learned their names. And the main characters of the show are pretty much introduced in the first few episodes. They're introduced early in the series, so you'll know who the main characters are. You'll know their names, but you won't know the other people unless you're some diehard fan or something, which is not wrong, because Gurren Lagann is awesome. So if you're a diehard fan, you know all the characters' names, good for you. And this series is so quotable. Like, it's bursting with quotes all the time. Your drill will be the drill to pierce the heavens. Just who the hell do you think I am? Let's see you grit those teeth. Believe in the Kamina that believes in you. Every quote just brings up great moments and memories from the series. They did an excellent job executing these quotes, because that's another thing that people take from this anime, the quotes. You search up the quotes and you're going to find like scenes from the series. So if you haven't seen the series, don't look up these quotes. So you have these quotes, you have Kamina. There's such great stuff in the series. So there's a big moment in the series that changes it. I can't spoil it, but this anime's been out for years, so I don't know. I didn't even know about it, so... Well, actually, yeah, I saw it on Sci-Fi. I saw it, but I didn't remember. So, I didn't know until someone told me while I was watching the anime. I think one of my friends did that. I don't know why that happened, but it was like, hey, I'm watching Gurren Lagann. Hey, this happens? And I'm like, wow, you just messed it up for me. And it still hurt when it happened in the series. Like, it hurt me, and it kind of hurt the series as well. It's like taking the life out of something and then just being different from that moment on. Like Korra at the end of season 3. A lot of people like when events like this happen in anime. I think it's kind of stupid. Stuff like that doesn't have to happen just for character development. And the series is great no matter what, but it would have been better if this hadn't happened. The life returns to the series, but it takes a while for the life to return to the series, because the life is just kind of taken out of the series, and it's like someone knocks the wind out of you, but the effect just stays there for like months. That's kind of how I felt. And I really don't think it was needed to push the series along. I could almost go as far as to say that they goofed up by doing this. Maybe those are just my personal feelings talking, but I don't know, that's just me. The series has a time skip, which is cool. I don't really enjoy time skips because most of the time the cast and story are better when they're younger. People get new personalities and change, but this series does it very well. Some of the characters are really young in the beginning of the series, so you get to see them at older ages, which is cool. And it's a well-crafted universe. The series could have kept going if it wanted to, but it's probably best to keep it short and sweet. Well, it's not too short with 27 episodes, but it's a good middle ground, I guess. They use their time perfectly. You don't have to take 100 episodes to develop a character or need a super detailed explanation as to why they behave like this. It makes you think about how other series are wasting their time putting so much effort into developing characters that could have been done a lot quicker and still had the same effect. I didn't hear the opening that much because Toonami can't air full openings and endings on American TV for some reason. I think it's like time constraints. They don't have time to do that over here because I guess we have more commercials than Japan or something. I mean, that's like the only thing I could come up with. Because Japan, they air the openings and the endings. I believe they do. Because, when people post anime online, they include the openings and the endings. So you can only assume. And then sometimes animes have like a little intro that tells you the whole story. So I mean, they have a lot of time in Japan or something. For some, yeah, the openings and endings weren't included in full, but I did watch some of the show online due to Dish Network not having Cartoon Network. Plus, I just looked up the opening because I was curious. I always look up the openings if Toonami is only going to air a snippet of it. And it's a great opening, and it fits the series, and I wish it would have actually been shown on American TV with it, because it's really good. And I think I've heard it before. I think a few people have used it in their videos. The endings are cool. I like the visuals for them. The music in the series is awesome. I've looked up some of the tracks, and they did a great job for the music. I don't know who did the musical direction for the series, but you did a good job. You did a great job, you know. I like the one row, row, fight the power, and the music in the intro, like this is the tale, what is it? This is the story of a man or something like that in the beginning of every episode. I like that. So, if you think you can do something, do it. That's the message I got from this series. The characters literally just do things and they happen. Like, there's one point where they have an idea and they just do it. It's like, hey, maybe we can do this. And then it works. It's great with moments like that because they become important later on in the series. And if you want to do anything, don't wait. Do it right now. A little progress is better than no progress. And that message is just pushed throughout the entire series. And I like that. That's great. And I've never been a big fan of mech series, and I'm still not. I don't know what it was about this series. Its charm, its quality, or everything about it. I just really like it. I tried watching Gundam, and it was boring. They spent episodes talking in their mechs about ideals, and I don't think they fought that much. And I don't like series with badly animated mechs. There are some series out there where the mechs aren't animated too well. That's a big turnoff. It just, like, the art doesn't look too good. And series that focus too much on mechs are bad in my eyes. Eureka 7 looked good to me. I tried watching it and I had to drop it. Like, nothing was happening. They goofed around. I couldn't do it. I stopped watching at the shopping episode, I think. I think I lasted in the maybe 10 to 20. 10 to 20. I know it's over 10, but probably not over 20. And Eureka 7 is a long series, so I couldn't do it, but that's me. I try to keep an open mind and stick with the series because it can get better. That's part of the reason why I don't like the Shonen Jump ranking system, but that's another story. Durarara was kind of the anime that gave me this mindset. You know, it was a series that got better. It just took a while. Plus, I wasn't, you know, I didn't know, like, the series is, like, thing, you know. We cover the story here, we cover the story here, and then, oh, wow, they all connect at the end. It just took a while, but Durarara is great. And the only mech series I enjoyed recently was Gargantia. It didn't have loads of mech stuff, and they weren't always in the mechs, but I think there has to be a good balance. You know, I tried to watch them. I tried to watch mech series. I tried to watch 2 last year, and I didn't enjoy them right off the bat. Some series just jump right into their story. Gurren Lagann started off small and built up to some crazy stuff, but it was enjoyable all the way through. I'm still reluctant to start mech series. They just aren't my thing. But do you guys remember that fight from the end of Gurren Lagann? That was crazy. That was crazy. That was insane. I loved it. So, Gurren Lagann was amazing. It's truly inspiring. As I watched the final episode, I smiled and I didn't want it to end. It may be over the top to some people, but it's so amazing and such an inspiring series. It makes me want to create my own series that, you know, people can look up to and appreciate. This is an anime classic that all fans of anime and even fans of other forms of media should see. I think it could definitely be an anime that leads you to other animes. I give it my highest rating. I love this series. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos if you like anime, video games, or even cartoons. Like my Facebook page, which is Sermo11. Follow me on Twitter at Melvin2898. And remember, you can do anything as long as